What's up, everybody? I'm David Van Dyke. Welcome back to the channel. I know I said I was going to upload a lot more often, but I had back surgery on May 9th, and while I was in surgery, my mother also passed away. So, been kind of a hectic month, but we're trying to get back in the flow of things. And in that time period, Vatican City wrapped up. I didn't know at the beginning it was only 3 issues, so I was kind of surprised to see that. But I did a poll on Twitter about different video ideas, and overwhelmingly, people wanted me to come back and show an overview of this, which coincides with the fact that the artist, Berg, or Narwhal, I guess, as he's known, um, is doing a Kickstarter. A really cool idea right now. He's selling the original art, but he's doing it through Kickstarter. And I'll pull the page up for that at the end of this just so you can get a look. And I'll put a link in the description. So if you want to grab a page, I know there's probably not much left, and I think it's going until 4 o'clock Eastern today, 3 or 4, noon Pacific, I believe. But there's still time if you want to grab some pages, and they're great. So let's look at the overview. I've got a couple pages pulled out from all 3 issues that I want to go through and just kind of tell you my thoughts on it. I did a video on this first issue. It's the last video I did, where I really talk about his style. But he did something really cool with this series. I as I look at it now, you have to look at all 3 books as a complete thing because he kind of morphs. For those that don't know, the artist Berg is doing, all the art, colors, lettering. He's doing the whole deal. Of course, the book's written by the ever famous and wonderful writer Mark Millar. Mark Millar is so good at this type of thing. It's a fabulous idea, and I will admit, when I got toward the end of the last issue, I started wondering, like, how's he going to stick the landing on this? And because a lot of writers have trouble closing their story out, Mark Millar sticks this so hard. It is graceful the way that he ends this. So I'm telling you now, go grab all 3 books, and if you want to grab some original art, if you want to grab me some original art, I'm down to take it. I admire this art style because my brain doesn't work this way. So let's get into some of the art. I know that's what you're here for, so let's take a look at a couple things. This is page 4 and 5, I believe, from issue 1. Great shot where you get like a really good close-up, and he's just kind of showing you the fall of, Washington, of course, but the world. And this, in the first issue, this is about as detailed as he gets, really. He does a lot of heavy lifting in the color pass. This page, I love. I love this page so much because, and I need to look at it. I need to look at the inks of it. There's nothing here. Like, it's so painterly. Look at the way that he's got color blending here. Like, that's a natural lighting thing. So much atmosphere in the background. But from a pencil and ink perspective, there's nothing on this page. But that's what makes it cool. Like, a couple lines here to give form, put the shapes in. Just not a lot. And I admire this type of thing because my brain does not. I have to, I'm the guy that still has to color in the blacks on his page before I ink it to make sure that it's going to look right. Again, this is kind of as tight as he goes in the first issue, which is why I pull this page out. I believe this is page 8 and 9. And I'm not going to show you the end of any of the issues. I want you to go pick it up and read it. I kind of, that wouldn't be cool to spoil it for anybody. And it's a good book. You should read it. But again, enough information here to kind of tell you what you need to know. But stuff like this, drew a leg, couple spots. He's got the Swiss Guard colors here, so you know what it is. But he's just giving you enough. Like there's just enough there, um, but not much else. And there's a famous Jack Kirby quote that when he was asked how do you draw so fast, he said, "I learned what not to draw." And I imagine that he flew through this, which is great because it keeps you on deadline. This is on to issue 2. Now, this is what I was talking about how he does something masterfully. And maybe this may be me reading into it too much. This may not have been his intention, and maybe I'm completely off the farm here. But it seems to me that as the series went on, he got tighter and tighter and tighter. What do I mean by that? There's more on the page. There's more pencil and ink. He's drawing things out, really giving us more and more detail. I love this background. I love this so much. I would love to see this page in black and white. I'd love to see, the pages I've seen are masterful because there's so little there, but what is there is important, and it does the job exactly the way that you would need it to be done. Masterful work. And I was unfamiliar with him until the first issue. I've spoken with him on Twitter a couple times, back and forth. Really cool guy, like super nice, super humble. Really, I think highly of the dude. Like I said, I don't know him personally, but I'm a fan of his work, and I think it's genius the way he did this book. Oh, this was the panel. I wanted more of this. I wanted a lot. I wanted to see this in full detail, up close. Again, this is still the second issue. Issue 2, I believe this is page 6 and 7. But again, tightening up, ever tighter. Not as loose, not as much work in the color phase, but still sparse. Like he's not going in and drawing everything out and hatching everything, which that's more of my style. And that's not. None of what I'm saying means it's wrong. Like everybody has their own style. That's what I appreciate about this work, is that it's so foreign to what I do, and I admire it. I wish that I could get more into the thinking like this. It would speed me up. Love this. Even when he, over here, like he's giving you very little, but it's enough, and he somehow manages to keep the atmosphere. You can tell the emotion in this right here, and there's not like these are dots for eyes, but he manages the way he postures everything. And then to drill it home here, you get a little more information, but he keeps the emotion of the scene going. Love all the kind of technical stuff, because this doesn't need to be hyper rendered. And then this page, I saw he posted the inks of this the other day, the original artwork. If I could have bought that page, I would have. I love this page so much because again, this page is a masterclass in. You don't need a million lines on the page to get the point across. It doesn't help you. This gives you everything you need to know, and a little bit in the back, out on the edges, just to kind of drive it home. He's not got a ruler and straight edges and like ruling every single line and making sure everything is in perspective. but he's not fussing about that type of stuff a lot. It doesn't matter because this is giving you the emotion of the scene. It's giving you what you need to know. There's atmosphere. You know, he's established this misty ground level kind of vibe. I love this page so much. And this is page 2. It's from issue 2. I think it's page 11 or 10. It's a double pager. Either way, beautiful, beautiful page. Like I said, I would have bought this page, and if I could have got it, I would have grabbed it and hung it on my wall just to remind me every day you don't need to draw a million lines. As Rob Liefeld was famously told, you don't get paid by the line. And Narwhal, Per, however you want to, whatever you want to name him this week, he this is like, again, I rave about it because it's so foreign to me. It's a lesson I need to learn, a lesson we all need to learn. And even with the colors, the point of this page is not the buildings, it's the explosions. So you keep everything kind of monotone and knocked back so that we can see the explosions happening and draw your eye to that. This is from issue 2, 12 and 13, I guess. Again, tightening up. We're tightening up more and more. Still not super tight. He's not razor tight. He's not Jim Lee tight. But he's giving us more and more information. And he does that as this goes on. Both of these, I love this panel here. I love this page. Especially, you know, I haven't seen this one in black and white yet, but I imagine it's a killer page. And again, he's selling all this right now. Today's the last day, so if you see this video, run over and grab something. But see, we're keeping the atmosphere, and he's doing that through lighting and color. A nice touch here to have the light coming from the window to anchor this background. He wants your eye to go here, and instead of trying to do a million different little tricks, he just gives you black, opens this up, and then literally shines a light on it. Like that, you can't do any better. But again, we're tightening up, and this is from issue 3. So I didn't catch that right away, but this is issue 3, page 5 and 6, I believe. And again, my page numbers could be wrong here, but it's somewhere in there. It's an approximate. But see what I'm saying? Look at these faces. Now we're getting more and more detail. And that jumped out to me when I read this. Was it seemed like from issue 1 to issue 3, he got tighter and tighter and tighter, which is cool because the intensity level in the story is going up and up and up. I don't know that was an intentional thing he did. I don't know if he just had, his time management got better as they went on, or he had a longer deadline on the 3rd issue from the 1st. I don't know. But it's a cool little thing to do. It's a cool little trick. Moving on, this is issue 3, 9 and 10, I believe. This is a page I would have bought. In the story, this is where things kind of break down. And look, see, it's when I say he's getting tighter, he's not losing his style. Like, you can tell this is the same artist from issue 1 to issue 3. But to me, the visual information in the inks is getting more and more and more. And again, maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but that's the way it jumped out to me. I read all 3. I read the first issue a while back, but then I had to refresh because 2 and 3 had come out. And so I just read all 3 at one time in one sitting, and it really kind of jumped out to me. This is a page I would have loved to have. Because again, it's tighter. There's more information here, but he could have spent weeks noodling this to death, and he doesn't. Um, I love this page so much. This is page, it's issue 3, I guess it's 14, 15. But man, look at this work. And the colors, if you knew what was going on in the story here, he's kind of washing the color away as well. I just now noticed that. And again, I'm probably overthinking this more than he did. He probably just was like, "This looks cool," which is what a lot of us do. But for me, that's it's kind of these little tricks you learn as you go along, and this feels very much like a washing the color away, blowing the color away, whatever you want to say. So that's the last. Again, I'm not going to show you the last pages of any of the books. So this was 14, 15. Yeah, man, I dug this book. I thought it was a genius idea. And again, Mark Millar sticks the landing hard on this. It is masterful. And there's a moment where you kind of see what he's going to do. He kind of bait and switches you a little, because you see it coming and you go like, that's not really going to work. Like, that's kind of flat. And he flips it on you, and it's brilliant the way he ends this book, because that was a question that I had. I'm sure some of you did as well. So again, if you haven't read this, go grab Vatican City. And man, this artwork is genius. It's good. It's great work, because it's an exercise in boiling down what is necessary on a page. I just can't praise it enough. And again, he's got a genius campaign going right now. Here it is. So this is his Vatican City Kickstarter for original art pages. As you can see, already at 10 grand. That's awesome, man. I'm all for creators making money off of their work. But so good. So good. So yeah, if you want a page, swing by, grab something. Like I said, today's the last day. You've got 5 hours to go. So I'll have this up here in a little bit, and if you see this video, you dig what's going on, you like what you see, go grab a page. Even if you haven't read the book, go grab a page, see what's left, and grab something. And you can send stuff to me too. I won't begrudge you for it. If you just need a place to store it, I'm glad to do that as well. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be on this as my first video back. Again, it was a really rough month. Losing my mom and my back surgery, and having your spine reconstructed is always a deal. So glad to be back here, man. Working on comics. I'm working on stuff right now, so you'll see stuff from me soon. I also have Battle Beast sketch covers still available, so if anybody wants something, let me know. Go support Vatican City. Go grab the books. Check out Berg. And I will see you guys next week. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to see. Spread the word around. Let's try to grow this channel up. But thanks again for all the support. I will see you guys next week. As I just said, go check out Vatican City, grab some boards, and I will see you later.